we asked the legislature, both in the House and the Senate, to come up with a substitute bill that says the last sentence is eliminated. That's all it is. You have to come up with a new substitute bill.
Okay, then how does it read without that last sentence then? And what's the emphasis on the words to make it clear what the...
Right. Well, that makes it clear. You know, right now, the city and the borough or any municipality could exempt up to, I mean, in this case up to 20,000, but it could exempt any amount, and it has to, by ordinance, any residential amount by ordinance, and it has to be approved by the electorate. In fact, this is all it is.
So, and the wording of...
I don't have it in
the ordinance is...
I should.
So you wish to delete where it says, an exclusion or exemption authorized by the subsection may not exceed the assessed value of $20,000 for any one residence. So eliminating that last sentence means that there is no limit on the exemption.
That's right.
No, so the bill, just as it is, with eliminating that last sentence, makes it wide open for the local.
For everybody, yeah. You know, and we have such a diversified state. You know, some areas like maybe Homeowner down in that area, they have very little land, and for them the sales tax is much more applicable, you know, than the property tax. But like in our area here, where we have about 20 mil tax between the city and the borough, the only way to have justification is with an exemption that eliminates the double property taxation. What do I mean by double property taxation? Is the homeowner pays taxes twice. Once you pay the tax when you pay the tax direct to the city or the borough or both, and the second time you pay the property owner's tax from the commercial businesses, because for them it's an expense. So the consumer pays, no matter where, what, the property tax of the commercial property owner. And this is where the problem lies. You know, we pay the tax twice. And that needs to be corrected. And for that correction to be made, the legislature came up with a 20,000 exemption. But it is very unfair, it's very unjust. And those people that need it the most, the family with kids, you know, they're just struggling along. And if this goes through, and we would exempt locally about $150,000, then there's $100,000. There would be at least a $1,500 annual savings, if you could say that, on property taxes. That's a lot of money. Maybe for babysitter or something. This is really something.
So you've made the point that this would shift it onto primarily vacant commercial land.
Well, yes, to some degree. What happens is, because we have a tax cap, and the tax cap is now, well, it varies, but let's say it's around 20 mil compared to combined, which is about right. And right now, we are taxing just below the tax cap. And when I was campaigning, the unions, they want me to promise them that I get elected to pay every, you know, make sure every penny is spent by the government up to the tax cap. Because what happens if you go below the tax cap, the next year this would be the amount of money, and you could assess, and then your actual amount of money that you could collect is less. Each time you appropriate money below the tax cap, as a, you know, for the borough or the city, then the next year you couldn't appropriate as much money because it was below. So there's a pressure from the people that benefit, you know, like public employees. They like to make sure that every cent is put into the. And this is a drawback, you know. Every cent has to be spent what is appropriated up to the tax cap. This is what they want.
Okay, but the shift.
Yeah, but now let's assume we have a sales tax, right? In addition to the yeah, that's right, if it's sales tax, because of the tax cap, let's say we have a 50% sales tax, so the volume would go down maybe about 50% here, and the sales tax is there. But who's paying the sales tax? The same consumer, you know. You don't save anything. You save a little bit on the property tax, but at the same total, you pay the sales tax. And chances are, because of the collection, there's a lot more money that we have to spend on employment for people to collect that tax, and then it is worse.
You mean the cost of the bureaucracy just to collect the sales tax
which
is a small factor, but again,
no, it's not a small factor. It's about $700,000.
It's small compared to the other disadvantages, I would say.
Like what?
Like we're shifting it onto labor and off of land, leading to more land speculation.
No, yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Commercial land.
Yeah, the thing is, what the sales tax would do is, because the property goes down, property tax goes down, is subsidize the people that have a lot of land. And in this case, it is more profitable for the people just to buy land or hold on to land, because inflation will go up. And so they are unjustifiably, the taxpayer, you know, both the residential taxpayer and the sales taxpayer, these do actually subsidize the vacant land. And what happens then, because people hold on to it, it makes the land scarce. So the land, in addition, goes up artificially because of the short supply. You know, people like it, they have it. Everybody wants to have it, keep on, because of the inflation. So that's a very bad situation. And of course, there are a lot of people that have a lot of land, and those are the people that have the money, and they say, well, let's have a sales tax and don't raise that exemption. You know, and these are the people, you know, the special interests that's going to be fed into the legislators. And they came up, you know, oh, that's our law. Don't mess with us. You know, what do you constitution? And just a piece of whatever paper. What do you mean? You know, this is how the situation works. But the biggest problem right now is that the people said that is we pay too much taxes, and they don't know really why, where, and how. And they just know it's too much tax, and then they come up with a propaganda, say, well, shift it to the sales tax. You know, this is just a very big deception, because all it is helps the same guys, you know, maybe even more in their speculation, and it cuts out the land available. That means it's more expensive for the people to get a house over there. You know, it's a very unhealthy situation. So it is absolutely necessary that we have on a local level the authority, you know, once with an ordinance and then with an order approval, which is a, you know, checks and balances, to have our local authority to do whatever we want to, and not for the legislature to tell us no more than 20,000, because the guys that are elected there, they have the money behind it. We know that, you know, and this is where the problem is. And then the government interest, you know, for example, at that hearing in June when they had the House bill, Community and Regional Affairs Committee, I was there, testified among 2 or 3 others, and the assembly here, they came up with a resolution. The city wanted 100,000, and the assembly came up, well, 50,000 is good enough for us. You know, they came up with a solution to whole assembly, you know, 50,000. And this is where the substitute bill came in, with $50,000, which passed out. And then you listen to the other guys. In Anchorage, the mayor, Baggage, he did send his assessor down, tell him that he is in favor of the $100,000.